Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. So I'm going to do my version of chalk flowers. I had to think for a moment. what I was doing here, I decided to do one thing, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do some chalk flowers. So here we are, doing some chalk. It's been an interesting few days, but Owen had an incredible day yesterday, and he's at school right now, and he was supposed to have his music therapy, but he didn't get to go to that today. His therapist wasn't going to be there, so but he will get to go, or should get to go, to his vision therapy in a little bit. So I'll be home soon, and our day will begin. Well, our day will keep going, I should say, I guess. So, when I say chalk flowers, to me, this is kind of like the chalk flower version, where you just use a lot of the black and whites, grays, to kind of put the story in there with the flowers. And the key is to know when to stop. And for those that have watched my videos before, I'm gonna say it again for the person sitting in the seat painting it. The key is knowing when to stop. Because if you oversaturate, for me, now, again, I've been painting for years, learning now as I go. So I'm not trained, I just feel. And art is art is art. And the thing about it is, like, you either like somebody's art or you don't like somebody's art. But it doesn't make it any less art if it's not your cup of tea. So I can never paint a perfectly perfect painting. I was not. It's just not my style. It's not the way my body works. It's not the way I handle things. It's just not. I shake, and so, like, I could draw a straight line if I used some kind of tool, but I can't draw a straight line with just my body, and that's okay. It's completely okay. But the key is, don't limit yourself from creating art just because you don't think you can, do it perfectly. I didn't paint for a long, long time because I was one of those people that I didn't think I could create these fabulous works of art. I create stories. Being able to share my journey with my son, being able to share that you're not alone in this world, being able to say, You know, I had breast cancer and I'm healing, and I go for my last infusion tomorrow, and my son has autism, and every day we are learning and growing together. That's what my art's about. My art isn't about being perfection. It's about my story with my son. So create your art. Create your art. Beauty is in every art level. Everyone has a story in their art, and you can share all of it. I love painting. I love painting. Now, that doesn't mean I love all my paintings. Sometimes, let's rephrase that. 99.9% of the time, I rush through my paintings, especially anymore. It seems like I do that a lot more than I used to. And I wasn't necessarily better or worse when I did or didn't. It was just different. And so I have to know when to stop and let the story speak for itself. And I say that because sometimes I fill too many of the voids with too many pieces that shouldn't be there. And I should just stop. Easier said than done. But I'm so excited to get to share our art and our journey and our story. And that is what means so much to me. So, the moral of all that nonsense is do art. Do art from the heart. Make yourself happy. Share your story of why you do art. And art doesn't have to be painting. Art is so many styles and so many ways of creating your story and your journey. And that's the beauty of art now. So do what makes you happy. Keep creating, keep sharing. You know, that's the beauty of it. And hopefully somebody else loves it too. And hopefully your story will help somebody else get through their day. I get cranky when somebody tells me I shouldn't have my son help me, by painting the backgrounds. Let him do his own art. Well, he does. He does his own art all the time. He does it when he wants to do it. But we also work on his fine motor skills. We also work on learning about making things for others. And we also work on how we build into our skills and what a skill level or skill is for somebody. Art may or may not ever be his thing. But how are we supposed to know about something if we don't share it, if we don't do it with others, if we don't give our children, our friends, opportunities to do art? That's what's important, is sharing your story so that others can say, you know what? I can make art. I can. If somebody that's never painted before can sit here and now years later say art is one of the most important things I've ever done for myself and for my son, try it. Try it. Believe me, I look back at some of my paintings, I'm like, wow, that was pretty good for the first time I ever did something like that. And then some of them I go, wow, what was I thinking that day? And that's art. That's life. That's the story. But don't let it stop you. Keep growing. Keep going. Keep working through those moments. It will still keep growing. So Owen is going to be happy about going to his appointment this afternoon. I know he will have missed going to his music therapy, but I'll try to work on, he's been singing some more songs and kind of writing some songs. I encourage him to sing all the time because he's so good at it and so incredible with his voice. And I encourage him to write whatever he wants to sing. And you know, the biggest thing we can do is encourage others to be themselves. Be incredible at themselves. So just keep going. Keep performing, keep writing, keep doing it. Keep making your heart happy and your soul complete. And don't put too many tail ends. I should have stopped right there, you see. Told you, I don't ever know when to stop. This will lighten up, but I'm going to make it a little darker so it doesn't quite look as dramatic, and bring this back on top. Okay. I think I need a little bit of a kind of thing in there. Telling you, this is what was my big thing. Know when to stop. Know when to stop. But sometimes I get where everything feels uneven. So that's my biggest complaint about myself, is I get where I have to kind of overdo this long one down here. You see, I should have stopped. So I'm going to do a little part right there to make it not quite as dramatic. And then add, because the black is going to fade into the background. Okay. And then we're going to do a little bit of this to draw attention in here. And on that. And a little, just because we want okay, now dark down here. Okay. Because we want those settles. All right, we're stopping. We've done a little bit too much, but we're stopping. She says as she hits one more section with some oomph. Okay, put your pencils down. The test is over. So I do O for Owen. And then L. Oops, that was a lot taller than I meant for that to be. That's okay. And B. All right. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles, toodles.